Hello, all you Wookiee warriors. How's it going? This will be my review for Fenyx Rising. Let's get started. So, first off, I want to start off by saying the game is absolutely beautiful. Real joy environment to explore. Um, like I thoroughly wanted to explore every nook and cranny of the game. And I guess that's something else we can start talking about is exploration. Like if you're looking for items and chests, I would have much rather there be a different mechanic for the exploration because you can climb up to one of these statues, like one where Athena, or the first one you start off is Hermes, and you climb up and it opens up the area for you, or takes away the clouds. But then it tells you to look at foresight. Now that's mechanic I wish they would have tweaked a little bit, because there's no way I found everything, and I was using foresight, to going and scaling up and down, sideways, just to find all these chests and events things you can go do, which I'll get to in just a moment. But I feel that if they would have, like, if you zoned in on one, then you had the option of pressing R2 or something like that, and it gives you this great big pulse, allowing you to discover more. Because trying to figure out, like, take the cursor over and when it's going it doesn't cover everything, and there's bound to be stuff you miss. But I feel like I was pretty darn thorough with my exploration. The story is I probably should have started off with that, but oh well. The story itself is really good. It presents itself. I know I'm kind of going everywhere in this review, but it's just stuff that are popping in my head. The story kind of is reminiscent of things I love playing. For instance, Fable. The reason I bring up Fable is its story starts with a young hero who's relatively unimportant, and he becomes this great big hero over time. The humor in it is wacky, and I really appreciate that kind of humor. Excuse me. Humor. Kind of like how in Fable it has kind of like that. Like. Okay. Whereas in like Fable it has kind of like that British kind of wacky humor. I kind of like that this one has just kind of wacky humor. And all the characters kind of have like their own way of contributing that humor. And it's, and when you start seeing some of these characters and like, not going into spoiler territory, but some of the characters that you meet, you're not expecting, and it really brings the fun to the game. Another thing I can talk about is the puzzles. The puzzles itself, there's only like been two puzzle gonna be 2 or 3 puzzles that I got really stumped on. But other than that, I feel like the puzzles are all carbon copies of each other. That they really don't change much from puzzle to puzzle to puzzle to puzzle to puzzle. There's only a handful of puzzles that were difficult, but they were still a joy to play. But I feel that the puzzles could have been more variety in the puzzles instead of puzzles been like on a what do you call it, assembly line, dun 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 dun. Because that's kind of what it felt like for the most time. It's like a few of the challenging ones is like when you're trying to master one of the abilities. But aside from that, it's all just like put the ball here, get over here, go there. Combat was really fun. Combat style is something I'm really used to, really familiar with. Where it's more just a hack and slash. There's really no extra things you have to do. It's just a simple hack and slash. But to me, it was very enjoyable. Compared to a lot of other games that I've played, and the combat system was a little off, but it's very fluent, very smooth going. Sorry, my voice is just like failing today. Trying to think. I had everything planned out in my head. I guess one of the one things I can point out during the review during this review, is the game did crash. I think it crashed 3 times. Now, whether it was the actual game or it was the PS5, I can't say for sure, but I'm just pointing those out. Because they did happen. You guys can go back on the stream and watch. Other than that, I mean, the game ran relatively smoothly. There really wasn't much. There weren't really glitches in the game. It didn't lag. It didn't stop. It was pretty much go here, go there, and there was no like stop in the game and loading. It was pretty stable, pretty smooth, except for like I said, the crashes. But I don't know if that was the game itself or it was the PS5. Another thing, it is puzzle, but I like the fact that some of the chest you had to earn. Either by solving a miniature puzzle or you had to defeat a bunch of enemies. Or one of my favorites was the jigsaw puzzles. I love those. Because I spent... One moment, guys. Never mind. Anyway... Stupid cat. If you guys were wondering what that was, my sister's cat jumped up on my table and knocked some stuff over. Damn thing can't stay out of trouble. Anyway, for instance, the jigsaw puzzles. I feel like I spent like an hour or 30 minutes on just one jigsaw puzzle. Sorry, I was trying to fix the fuzz. I don't know if that's coming out for you guys, but it was shown for me, so... Oh, well. You guys going to see me in a dream sequence. Um. Oh, the mounts. Um. A lot of variety of mounts that you can collect in the game. Um. I don't think you get an achievement for that, but it's still something to go into the world and look for. Um. And they're all unique. Um. Although the uniqueness of them kind of stops after a certain point, they all just change colors after a while. There's only like a few mounts that are really unique. Um, the customization and the wings you can gather in the game. Um, that's another thing. Customization is there's a lot of cosmetics you can collect throughout the game. A massive amount. You can collect different armors, which you can change into a different look and appearance. And those are all in game. Trying to think. Something I will mention. It's not like it's a major problem. I mean, I managed to beat the game, but I wish there were like certain areas that had a massive amount of these, and not just it seemed like they're random when you get big um, versions, or not big versions, but quantities. And that's the resources to create potions. Like if you collect pomegranates, you can turn those into health potions. Um, or if you collect blue mushrooms, those are for stamina. Purple, I think they're called Olympian something. They are for your. They can give you extra strength, and then there's the yellow one, which gives you extra shields or defense. Pomegranates you can get like 100 within like 20 minutes. It's ridiculous how quickly you can get a massive amount of pomegranates. But it seems that like the other herbs you need to collect are not as I'm still fuzzy. I don't know why my camera is failing me. It's bugging the crap out of me though. Um but it seemed like there's only random spots where there's a lot of them. At least that was my experience when I was playing the game. Is that there wasn't a massive amount of ability to collect a lot of these. You had to look for the mass quantities. The So I managed. I just simply just crafted enough to get me by. But um, when you start upgrading your pouch for your potions, you're gonna really want more quantities of those. Excuse me. Um, of those herbs to create more and more. Um, just wondering maybe it's the camera in my eyes. Um, I don't think it's my eyes. I think it's my camera. Anyway, like I said, I wish there was them more readily available. They are available. It's just that they're not like always in like quantities of 6 or I usually get like 2 or 3, and it takes me a while to get those resources. And I would have rather been able to get them like the pomegranates. Um, there's actually then there's other activities like the harps, where you have to memorize what the tune is, or you don't have to memorize the tune. You can just write down like what color it is or number it. Which gives you coins, Chronos coins, which allows you to get more or upgrade your abilities. Which is something I didn't realize that I thought abilities were locked as you played the game, but it turns out the abilities can be unlocked by buying them with the Chronos coins. Then there's the Trials of Hermes, or not Hermes, I should say. It's a navigational trial where you have to go from point A to point B in a certain time limit, and you either have to. It's usually some of them are like ones where you can just go in a straight line. Some of them you have to traverse kind of like a mountain. So you have to figure out like what's the quickest way to get up there. Some of them you actually have to get on your mount and get from point A to point B. There is a variety of creatures you can. The creatures you encounter are gonna be. I think there's like only a total of 5 total. I think 5 or 6 creatures total you have to fight throughout the game. So, I mean, that can get a little bit repetitive. But I didn't feel like it took away from the game's overall experience, in my opinion. I felt that it was still a fun game to play. And there was like the ones that were the challenge to fight were the flying enemies, but it was still pretty fun, and I feel like the fact that there was like very hard versions of these enemies that you had to beef yourself up for before you went and battled the harder version. Sorry if it seems like my ideas are all over the place. My head is just, I'm just not getting my thoughts out as smoothly as I would have liked. Trying to think. And as far I'm gonna do a separate score, or an overall score. I'll get that in a little bit. I'm trying to think what other. Because we covered combat, we covered the story. The game ran relatively smooth, and that's another thing. I think I mentioned this about the graphics, but the environment did play off each other. Like you can see the wind moving the trees and the grass. There's also a lot of side missions in the game. Or I don't think I did all the side missions, but there are some side missions you can go do, like one of the ones is you basically just destroy a bunch of pillars. There's a variety of collectibles in there. But another thing is each area feels very unique. Like the starting area, you start kind of like in a small rocky area, and then each area that you progress feels a little bit more unique and more appropriate to the story. Trying to think. What other things can I mention? There was like one area which I couldn't get to because of there's a thing in the game where if it has like red mist over it, it drains your stamina, so you can't climb up. So it felt like I was trying to figure out maybe if I went to a very high place and I glided over to it, but there's not enough. There's not a place high enough to get to that place. So I'm guessing that's just like part of the game where they're just like, nah, there's really nothing up there for you. So I thought I heard someone knock on the door. You know what? I think I'll go ahead and give this game a over. Oh, now my camera goes back to normal. I'll give this game a. You know what? Because I enjoyed it. And it took me quite a bit to get through. I think I dumped like over 40 hours into the game, 60 hours. That's a good long play time for me. And the fact that it was relatively smooth. And as I said, I don't know if those crashes happened due to the PS5 or due to the video game. So I'm not going to knock points off that, right, on my score. I was just pointing that out during the review for the purposes that, you guys could see that the game crashed on my streams. So it's not like I couldn't mention it. But overall enjoyment of the game, and the points I made, graphics are absolutely beautiful. You can actually see the environment reacting to itself. You can see the water moving, trees, the wind moving through the trees. Combat was very fluent, very smooth. I mean, there was a few times I pushed the wrong buttons, but that happens to a lot of people, Story-wise, the story was very engaging, very gripping. Kept me wanting to play more, and the world made me want to discover more. So I ended up spending more and more time into the game. So if a game company is able to do that, they've done something correct. All the characters are likable, play off each other, have their own personalities, own sense of humor. And the humor that you hear throughout the story is absolutely. I was chuckling quite a bit throughout the story. Game, as I said, the game ran relatively smooth. So, in my opinion, I would give this game a definite. I would give it a definite 10 out of 10. It's a really good game. I really enjoyed it. If you guys are into Greek mythology and you guys like puzzle solving, with a game with action and RPG elements, I would say definitely pick this game up. It's a real joy to play. But I definitely look forward to playing this yet again. Probably later down the road. Now, in closing, I would like to say this. I did not complete the DLCs. But I do feel like I should mention this in the review. I just wanted to mention it at the end of the video. I feel that they made some changes to the DLC, one of the DLCs that they shouldn't. Like the first DLC, I actually enjoyed. It was all puzzle solving. I didn't mind it. It was actually really fun. It actually got me stumped a few times. But the second DLC, which was like Island of Lost Gods or something like that, they decided to go with kind of like a Diablo look, where there's like not like that high up, because if you look at Diablo, the cameras are actually a lot higher. But it was an overhead view. The view is very limiting. Like you only can move it around, the camera around a little bit, but around the surrounding area, and I don't like that, because how am I supposed to gauge like what am I supposed to do when I can't see in front of me? And that was something that was really hard on one occasion where the Alethena told me to go across the way. It doesn't tell me what I needed to upgrade. And I couldn't see like how far I had to jump, how high I needed to jump, how do I need to gauge my my jumps, you know. So I didn't like that. And then the last DLC, which was where you went to the foreign lands, or like Japan or China, I can't remember which. And at first, I'm like, okay, we don't get to create our own characters for the last two. Okay, well, I can deal with that. But the last DLC basically had already ringing familiarity to the first game that you played, except this one takes place, like I said, in Japan or China mythology. And I was like, really? So I wasn't the last two DLCs. I wasn't really all that big of a fan on, but the first DLC, New God, was actually really good. But that's the review, guys. I hope I did a good job. I know my thoughts were all over the place. I even spaced a little time trying to think about what I wanted to say, what I was trying to say. But overall, I hope the review was very good. I hope you guys enjoyed the review and my opinions of the game. Also, let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about the game. Did you guys have a favorite part in the game? Was there a favorite mount you guys saw that you liked? Let me know in the comment section below. Oh, I think I already said this, but what are your thoughts on the game? Do you guys agree with my opinions, or is there something I missed in the review that you guys would like me to cover? I'd like to hear your thoughts down below in the comments. If you guys liked the video, go ahead and give this a like. If you didn't, that's okay too. If you guys are new to the channel, you guys want to see more content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, as well as that notification bell to be notified anytime I go live on a stream or a new video goes up. Until our next adventure, I'll see you all next time. See ya!